beef between Kevin Nash and Logan Paul. I'm just Logan, I think, just doesn't get it. I think that's the thing is like, obviously he took issue with Kevin Nash saying he was an outsider, which at the end of the day, it's not an insult because it's true. You did not go through the same battles that everybody else around you did, going to wrestling school or going through NXT, the performance center, like to be a wrestler because that's what you wanted to do. That's not, it's just different. There is a different vibe and they are going to be treated differently. Obviously everybody for the most part has been flooding Logan with compliments about just how naturally good and athletic he is and how good he is at the character that he's doing. So it's like, it's not an insult to you. It's saying like, there are certain things that you can and can't do as an outsider that you have to be more careful of as an outsider. And I don't really remember what the basis of what Kevin Nash said. I don't think it matters because I think that people take snippets of what somebody says, they put that online, and that's all people see. They don't know what the context is or why they're saying it. So they just see a 30-second, 60-second clip, and then they jump off from there. And I think that might be the case with Logan, who responded in his own video. And I think that he just kind of needs to remember, like, you need to take a step back. Like, you might not agree with what they're saying, but Kevin Nash is a staple in professional wrestling. Like, he's a legend, whether you like what he said or not. You don't have to like what he said. And a lot of the fans don't like what he says a lot of the time on his podcast. But Logan being so dismissive or like disrespectful or like taking so personally, I'm not into it because, like, bro, you talk a lot of shit about people and you've said things about wrestlers and whatever, and like you've shown your ignorance to the business on your own podcast, so someone calling you out about it shouldn't be hurtful, so I just think that there's a way to go about this, especially where you're still trying to be taken seriously and in something that you weren't accustomed to. I mean, you're still new to professional wrestling, you're not around, and he's hinted at wanting to do this full time, and I don't know that going back and forth with a legend like Kevin Nash, who's BFFs with Triple H, is the best way to go about that. Like, you might want to be a little bit more cautious with how you handle things, Logan, but that's just me.
I really have nothing to add. I'm not the biggest Logan Paul fan, but real recognize real. Dude can fucking ball in the ring.
Well, and
other than that, I just don't care.
I believe Kevin has even said that before, but it's just everyone has, I think that the issue, was it the money issue? Is that what it was? I can't remember the quote. It was like Logan was getting paid a ton of money and was only doing a couple shows, whereas like all these other people I don't remember.
Hypocritical.
It's like, yeah, what's hypocritical?
Getting a boatload of money and only doing certain shows.
Hypocritical of Kevin saying that?
Yes.
That's what people were saying, but I do think that it's a little bit, we're talking different times and different companies. So I'm not saying that he's not a hypocrite, but I'm saying like, maybe his mind has changed since he was able to manipulate his contract. You know what I mean? So I think that he understands like everything is a lot more intense now. And like, Logan was a champion and was never around to defend it. And it's like, yeah, because it was never serious. And so I'm sure that a lot of this is rooted in other issues and it just came out in a different way. Obviously, Logan talks about wrestling and stuff on his podcast constantly. So he's opening that door for people to reference things that he says, and I think that's just what Kevin was reacting to, and obviously Logan didn't like it, and I think he said some stupid stuff, but